In the first video of the SYSQ process for high leverage learning series, I described a simple framework for problem solving and decision making. At the heart of the framework is a dynamic learning loop. The second video discussed two major deficiencies that cause this learning loop to go off the rails. One, inappropriate boundaries, and two, fuzzy causal thinking. The next four videos will discuss how to apply systemic intelligence, what I call SYSQ, to each of the four steps, and how this will avoid the previously described deficiencies as well as many others. This will improve your ability to make better decisions and solve complex, messy, wicked problems. This video focuses on step 1, framing the issue. Because if you choose the wrong problem, there's no need to try to develop a solution. Those with high SYSQ understand that not all problems are the same. In several other videos on my YouTube channel, you'll see that problems fall on a continuum. On one end are routine problems. They're easily diagnosed. There's an expert with a process, also known as a routine, that can fix them. On the other end are adaptive challenges. These are messy. They're not easily diagnosed, and there are many opinions by so-called experts who propose why they occur or how to fix them. So the first step in framing an issue is to determine how adaptive that challenge or problem is. What are some of the elements that are routine? What elements are adaptive? The more adaptive a challenge, the more we need to apply systemic intelligence. Some skills that improve this step's effectiveness include adaptive awareness. Identify where an issue falls on the adaptive continuum. Applying dynamic thinking, drawing the most important trends. And applying forest thinking, identifying other aspects of the issue that are connected. Perhaps the most important way to achieve effective framing is to apply the above three skills and activities in a group. Where possible, I do the following with a group of cross-sectoral, cross-siloed stakeholders. In order to apply adaptive awareness, I ask the group to determine the issue as the gap between current reality, what is, and their vision of the future, what they want. I then ask them to identify where that issue falls on the adaptive continuum. Discuss. If it seems mostly routine, why is that? And if it's mostly routine, why are we trying to solve it? Isn't there an expert that already has? If it seems mostly routine, how can we reframe it to be more of an adaptive challenge, worth our time to address? Are we mislabeling it as routine when it really is adaptive? If we have routine solutions, what adaptive elements will give us trouble? For example, Atul Gawande's checklist was routine. Getting doctors to use it was adaptive, and the real challenge. In order to apply dynamic thinking, I ask each individual to sketch out what they believe is the most important troubling trend associated with the issue. They then discuss in small groups. What has been the trend over the past several years? Decades? Where's the trend likely to go? What's the price paid if we don't address? If our trend seems too narrow, how can we expand the perspective? If we were to ask what about this is keeping you up at night, is it part of the trend? Doing first individually and then discussing in groups helps shift from dynamic thinking to forest thinking. In order to apply forest thinking, I ask each group to select the most important trend and then assemble other trends or issues related to it. Pick a few and then ask, what would other stakeholders, not at this meeting, also find of importance? What might someone who sees this issue differently say are the most important trends? If you're focusing on a financial trend, what might be a performance trend? What are some socioeconomic trends? Health and well-being trends? Cultural or psychosocial trends? How can you flesh out the issue to really see it from multiple perspectives? The above are just some of the questions and activities that come from applying adaptive awareness, dynamic thinking, and forest thinking. Applying these SYSQ skills will help frame up the right problem. We can choose the right territory. Because no amount of good analysis or planning later will overcome the wrong choice here. The wrong frame leads to useless strategy. Sometimes, even when framed using the SYSQ framework, and you'll see this in future videos, subsequent steps will lead you right back here to revising and improving the frame using step 1.